I'm not a huge fan of pop music specifically. I love music in general, but my preference is rock, and more specifically, I would say the kind of pop punk, or you might refer to it as kind of a emo rock or something like that. I'm talking about bands like Blink-182, Green Day, my favorite being All Time Low, but my tastes are very eclectic altogether, and I genuinely just like all music. If a song has a good message and good lyrics, I'm good with it. And that's why the latest controversy for Taylor Swift and her song Antihero absolutely baffles me. So, I, like many people who don't already follow this stuff, found out about this because of the controversy. But I listened to this song. I literally just got done listening to this song and watching the music video. And I gotta say, it's very good, very empowering. We'll get into all of these specifics in a moment here, but why is this such a controversy? Why is the song Antihero this huge controversy? Well, there is a scene, there is a moment in which Taylor steps on a scale and it reads fat. Not a lyric in the song, not a core point of the song, specifically in the music video, in order to illustrate something that she's trying to say within her lyrics. Now, in this music video, the whole point is that you have two versions of the character of Taylor. You have Taylor, the main version of Taylor, and you have this essentially evil, kind of overbearing version of her throughout the music video that's constantly talking down to her and just kind of destroying her from within. Now, while artistically that's not really a new concept, I think it's still a very powerful one. And I have to tell you, this song is extremely relatable to me. I have a playlist of music that I save called Musical Therapy, and I might actually put this in there. Because, yeah, this song is extremely. I'm sorry. This song is extremely relatable. The lyrics of this song. So she has this in her music video because one of the things that she talks about, she's talking about her struggles. I mean, if we look at the lyrics, we're not going to go through all the lyrics, but we're going to go through the important parts. I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. That's what this is referencing. What this is all about is self-hatred. This is about the concept, the body dysmorphia that many people, especially women and especially those in the entertainment industry, deal with, where no matter what they see in the mirror, no matter what they see on the scale, it's wrong. More specifically, they're wrong. They kind of moralize this whole thing and they say they're a failure, they're a loser, they're pathetic, they'll never make it. And I gotta tell you, I have this kind of version of myself constantly attacking me. I've gotten better about defeating it, so to speak, over the years, but I've dealt with this kind of issue a lot too. And as somebody who also for years was seriously pursuing a career as an actor and musician, this also speaks to me on that level as an artist. One of the last songs that I wrote before I really started putting my life together was a song, and I wrote it around Halloween time as well, but it was called Night of the Living Me. And we're going to focus on just the chorus here. Specifically, as I look in the mirror and I hate what I see. I can explain what all of these parts are, how they relate to Taylor's song here, and how the people that are saying that this is fatphobic and all of these different things are completely incorrect. And I am also going to talk about in a moment what true fatphobia actually looks like. I know recently I talked about a really cringe article that I swear must have been a psyop. I really hope it was. And briefly touched on fatphobia and body positivity and all that. But I want to talk about what it actually looks like. So the key thing here, the chorus, right? The chorus is always the big part of the song that is supposed to stick with people and is supposed to really, hit them, right? So in her song, we have "It's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me, at tea time, everybody agrees, I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero." The entire point of this song, and where did it go? This character in the song, this evil, negative, overbearing, constantly talking down to yourself version that Taylor is struggling with, is all about empowerment. This scene that people are so up in arms about is not fat phobia. This is the opposite of fat phobia. I have a line in this song, the chorus, I'm breathing, but, well, cause I'm breathing, but I'm not alive. My heart is beating, but I'm dead inside. As I look in the mirror and I hate what I see, I'm always consumed by this fucking lonely and walking around here like I'm a zombie. Oh, Night of the Living Me. What am I saying with that, and how does that relate to what Taylor is saying here? This concept, this idea, which I've struggled with a lot myself personally, of every time you see yourself, every time you see yourself in pictures, you see yourself in the mirror, you see whatever it might be, you hate yourself because you aren't who you want to be. You're not where you want to be in life. In my case, I'm always consumed by this lonely. Everywhere that I go, even though sometimes there are people around, sometimes there aren't, I'm consumed by this feeling of loneliness. And these are struggles that I've dealt with. I've dealt with a lot of insecurity issues and body image issues and all these different things that I'm still working on to this day. At the time of recording this, guys, I am still on a diet, working hard to lose weight, and I'm still working out just about every day of the week to lose weight and get into better shape because I am trying to take myself from a version that I hated seeing and hated being and turning my life around, turning myself around, everything to be who I want to be. And that is extremely relatable. I feel like it's extremely relatable for most people. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of pop. I like the more, well, kind of emo music. Why? Because I can relate to it. Because I'm struggling, especially emotionally, and have been for a long time, and I know how that feels. I can't relate to songs about going out and partying and shit like that, but I can absolutely relate to songs about heartbreak or feeling like you're so alone in this world and nobody loves you and all that stuff. Yeah, I can relate to that. And who among you haven't at least felt like that you can relate? Who among you haven't looked at the scale or looked in the mirror and hated it? Who among you haven't seen this no matter what the scale says? No matter what the number is, what it's telling you is you're too fat. You're too fat, you're not pretty enough, you're not attractive enough, you're not cool enough, you're not smart enough, you're not enough. As somebody who has legitimately struggled with this and these feelings for a long, long time, I can tell you that is at least how the song relates to me. And that part in the song that keeps saying, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. It's me. I'm what's wrong with everything. I can't tell you how many times I've thought personally, what if I just didn't exist? Not anything crazy like, you know, take my own life or anything. Although I've, dealt with some thoughts of that nature here and there too. And I do want to let you know, if any of you relate to that and you're feeling with that kind of thing, please seek help. Now I'm in, well, it's not really therapy, but I'm a part of this like kind of life coaching program that really is helping me get myself together in a lot of ways, helping me to embrace myself and be who I am to the fullest extent, pretty much unapologetically. And doing things like this helps with that a lot too. And it feeds back in on itself as well. It's really cool. But the people that got so up in arms about this just didn't get it. If you watched that music video and you legitimately got so offended by this and you thought this is Taylor being fatphobic, you quite honestly just didn't understand. You didn't pay attention. You didn't get it. I mean, think about it. This level of being like, oh, this is fatphobic is like saying somebody singing about pining for a relationship, either that they want to have with somebody specifically or just that they're lonely and want a relationship in general, is, what's the word I'm looking for? Disrespectful to aromantic people, or a song about sex is disrespectful to asexual people. You can go on and on about this stuff, right? No. An artist's struggles that they write about and that they share with their audience, first of all, that's a very powerful thing. When an artist does this kind of thing, they're opening their diary to the world. Taylor did that hoping that this would be something that she could use to empower people. And enough people took so much issue with it that Apple Music removed that scene. Guys, that's a powerful scene. That's a very powerful scene. I'm not going to go so far as to say the entire thing's ruined without it or anything like that. But because of these articles, this is the big one from Teen Vogue, this powerful moment was removed altogether. Body image issues are something that people deal with in general. And this right here is not about encouraging body image issues or fat phobia or anything like that. This is about empathizing, saying, hey, I get it, I've been there too. This is what I saw when I stepped on the scale. No matter what I did, I wasn't good enough. And guys, I can tell you that I feel that all the fucking time. It's one of my biggest insecurities that I struggle with. That I'm just not enough, no matter what I do. Even with this, with everything. Who among you watching hasn't felt the same way? If you're going to watch this and you are legitimately going to think, oh, she's being fatphobic, I'm sorry, but I think you're an idiot. I'm really sorry. You've let your own trauma and your experiences, you've put them on so much that you're projecting, not even yourself, onto her, which is also unhealthy to do, by the way, but you're projecting other things that other people have said negatively about you onto her. That's just What are you doing? Now, while this isn't fatphobic, I think it is important to demonstrate what actual fat phobia looks like. In 2017, during the Super Bowl halftime show, Lady Gaga performed. Obviously, they always get some big artist to perform for the halftime show, and she did a really good job. She sung well, she looked well, she did good. But notice this very, very tiny, small amount of pudge. That most people have, especially when they sit down or squeezing into an outfit as tight as that. Notice the rest of her figure, how she's in really good shape overall. Well, that little tiny amount of pudge caused some really gross comments. Such as, the fat lady sang, and her name was Lady Gaga. Picture of Lady Gaga's stomach. Lady Gaga, she looked like a sumo wrestler in the diapers she wore last night. Bad call, but her performance was excellent. Looked like a sumo wrestler. Look at this woman. Look at this body. Look at this figure. Are you really going to look at that and say, that's fat? Are you delusional? Are you not looking at the right person? Are you not, like, what's going on here? Like, what is this? Are you seeing something different? What I don't know. Maybe the people that said this stuff, they normally wear glasses or contacts and they just weren't for this. Maybe they forgot their glasses. I don't know. Something has to happen in order to think that this is fat. All of Lady Gaga's female dancers were fat. Pretty sure it's to make her look thinner. Lady Gaga was stunning and put on one hell of a show. To those body shaming her, you're disgusting. Yes, okay, good. Yes, there were people, of course, who defended her. This is fat phobia. This is objectification, and this is disgusting. This is sharing your experiences and wanting to empathize with those dealing with similar issues. This and these disgusting comments, this is what actual fat phobia looks like. There are people who go so far with this stuff and really hammer down into this idea that it's so important for people who are dealing with any kind of body issues for them to have positive representation. And representation is good, representation is important. But if somebody is, and I'm talking morbidly obese, where they're unhealthy, that isn't good. If somebody is super scrawny, that isn't good. And by the way, anorexia does absolutely occur in fat people, because anorexia is essentially where no matter what you do, you still feel like you're fat. Ergo, what Taylor Swift was kind of imaging here, or what her, well, no, actually the music video was directed by her and everything. So yeah, what she was imaging here. Fat phobia is a real issue. Absolutely it is. Bigotry of all kinds are issues. But some people get really weird about this stuff. There was a similar issue when Lady Gaga, I'm sorry, I just did the Lady Gaga thing. There was a similar issue when Adele lost a bunch of weight. And good for her. She lost a bunch of weight. And she was in a lot better shape and felt happy and healthy, and certain people that were fans of hers turned on her and said how it was horrible that she basically they lost one of the good ones. They lost one of the ones who was positive representation for them being fat. And look, I said this in a previous video as well, and I'm sure I'll talk about this in the future time and time again. But at the end of the day, as long as you are happy and healthy with who you are, it doesn't matter what anybody has to say about anything. But what Taylor was dealing with, what I am still dealing with, and what a lot of people deal with when feeling like they're still too fat, too skinny, not good enough looking, sounding, anything, is insecurity. If you ask me, the video of Antihero was about dealing with and battling insecurity. And by the seams of it, from the end of the music video especially, it seems like it's more about embracing those things. And guys, I want to explain something else to you. A lot of music, and especially music videos, deal with an issue where throughout the course of the music video, throughout the course of the song, they're building up and addressing an issue. And then at the end, they offer a solution. A lot of great songs do this. A lot of great songs with some of my favorite artists do this. So to get offended when, because this is at the beginning of the video, to get offended when one of the issues that she's addressing is not that she is fat, but that she thinks she's fat. When the music video plays and she's looking at the scale, she is still like this, and her evil doppelganger is still next to her, feeding these horrible, incorrect ideas into her mind. That's the whole point. She wasn't actually fat. That's the point of the imaging in this song, and that's one of the points of this video and of this song. This is a song about empowerment and encouraging people to embrace and be proud of themselves. No matter where you want to go on your journey, and if you do want to lose weight, by all means. But guys, there are legitimately people that will say things like working out to lose weight is fatphobic, dieting is fatphobic. No! I'm so sick of the fatphobic thing. And funnily enough, the same day that I recorded that video, the one that where I talked about body positivity briefly before, is when all this happened. So I didn't talk about it yet. But especially after finally sitting down and watching the video, I decided, yeah, I want to talk about this. And I do, and I am. If there is something that you don't like about yourself, for whatever reason, and it's in your power to change it, by all means, change it. But if there's something that you're okay with about yourself, whether it's your weight, your hair, your anything, your clothing style, your voice, your, I don't know, whatever, and you don't feel the need to change it, and others are telling you need to, fuck them. I mean, maybe think about why they say you need to change it. I've talked about this before, and I'll talk about it again. If you want to be seen as conventionally attractive, yeah, there may be things you need to do to be more conventionally attractive. But if there are things that are kind of too far for you in one way or the other, don't worry about it. Be who you want to be. Live your best life. As long as you're happy with who you are, that's what's important. But Taylor was not happy with who she was. That's the whole point of the song. I wasn't happy with who I am. I'm only now becoming happy with who I am. I'm still not, I wouldn't say I'm there. It's a journey. We're all on this journey of life together. Those of you that don't struggle with body issues, more power to you. And those of you that do, I get it. I really do. But some people get jealous to the point where they moralize and act like other people's success is actually bad and act like what they did is bad. It's bad that you lost weight. It's bad that you're making money now. It's bad that you're no longer lonely and are in a fulfilling relationship. It's bad because you are one of us. And if you think this is the only community this happens in, you're dead wrong. How many times have you heard of the term sellout when it comes to people on a platform like this, music artists of any sort, or really artists of any sort? Those that haven't yet made it often try to put others down for making it because they're jealous. That's an unfortunate thing that people do as well, and that is part of the problem. But if you're really going to look at this scene and this music video and think that this is bigoted, this is fatphobia, this is an insult to you in some way, I think you need help. And if you or anyone around you wants to lose weight, get into better shape in any way, or improve anything else about yourself, for yourself, more power to you and more power to them. But don't get upset and mad at people because they've been able to achieve things that you haven't. And don't get mad at people when they are sharing their own experiences that negatively affected them, because you're still going through those, and rather than trying to improve yourself anymore, you've just given up. I'm sorry, guys, but the people who are mad at this, especially if they themselves are fat or see themselves as fat, even if they aren't actually, it's just as toxic as incels getting mad at people who are no longer incels. Getting mad at somebody who was once part of their community and they say, "What the fuck, dude? You got a girlfriend now? What happened?" It's really horrible behavior, and it causes people to be in situations where they can't improve because they've built this community around them, or they're in this community where improvement is seen as betrayal. Should people be shamed for being fat? Absolutely not. Should they be encouraged to be fat? I don't think so. Should there be more variance as far as what we consider fat or obese versus a healthier weight? Yeah. Should beauty expectations be challenged? Yeah. But should people get mad at others who consider themselves less attractive in some way or another, even though they find that person as more attractive than them. Because I'm waiting for this. When I talk about male issues and incels and stuff like that, I'm waiting for people to tell me, just as they tell Hassan and they tell Vosh and they tell anybody that tries to give any kind of advice on these kind of things, well, you don't get it, you don't understand because you have it so much better than me. I'm waiting for that. And I'm waiting for people to say the same kind of thing about my issues with body image. And you can think what you want. And if you are watching this and you think, oh, I wouldn't understand, I guarantee you, I know what it's like to sit there and think really morbid thoughts and ways to lose your weight. Like, I won't go into the specifics or try to be too graphic for YouTube TOS, but using kitchen appliances to remove it. And I've talked with other people who have struggled with similar issues and know that they've had those kind of thoughts as well. Not things you want to do, not things that are actually going to help, obviously, but I know what it's like to hate yourself and your body that much, to hate the skin that you're in, and to think, I just want it gone. In dealing with those insecurities, wanting to and successfully going on the journey to improve yourself, that is not fat phobia. It's not. I know that this is a sensitive topic for a lot of people. It's very personal for me as well. I have people in my family who are very overweight. I have people who are diabetic because of their weight in my family. I have struggled, like I said, with hating myself and my body and many other things. I know what this is like. And that is not fat phobia. It's just not. I understand that many of you can be triggered easily by these kind of things and might be hurting. And to be clear, when I say triggered, I don't mean the way that people on the right use it when they say, oh, triggered liberal. No, I mean triggered as in the psychological term. Triggered. Something happens, or you see or hear something that triggers you. It makes you think of a traumatic event or something else like that. I get it. I really do. I hope that rather than be mad and upset about people who are open about these kind of things, that you can instead learn to be accepting and use them as examples and inspiration, because that's what they're meant to do. That's why Taylor put that there. To empathize, to inspire, to encourage. Hell, that's why I do the things I do. That's why many people who are public figures of any sort do the things that they do. Just life's not out to get you. And neither is anyone else. Let things exist as they are. And if you want to make changes to yourself, do it. but don't get upset when somebody calls attention to those changes that you want to make within yourself. And if you don't, and you're happy with who you are, be happy. It's up to you. As long as you're happy and healthy, oh, that's all I care about with people, and that they're good to other people. Anyway, I don't really have much more to say on all this. Well, I do, but I would just get more and more personal. But that's really all I've got on this specifically, and even kind of the broader topic of fat phobia and body image issues as a whole. As always, these are my thoughts, my opinions, my experiences, and hey, even a little bit of one of my songs. Let me know what yours are in the comments down below. Follow me on social media for more, links in the description. Subscribe and ring the bell to stay up to date. Leave a like if you like, and if not, I hope you find something to do like. Take care of each other out there, guys, and be kind in the comments. Peace and love.